Now, as the water from the primary settling tank is shifted, that is the effluent is shifted. Okay, effluent E stands here for the moving out. In your biology, you have been reading words like effluent, efferent, efferent. So similar type of word. Effluent here means the water which is on the top and which is supposed to be moved out. So secondary treatment is done always to the effluent. Now there are two steps again in the secondary treatment. First step is the aerobic filtration, the aerobic treatment. So first of all, the microorganism used here will be heterotrophic organism. So remember, here microbes are involved. That's why it can also be called as microbial treatment. So primary treatment is simply the physical treatment and secondary treatment is the microbial treatment. First microbial treatment in secondary treatment is going to be aerobic organisms, microorganism, and then the second treatment will be the anaerobic microorganism, because we want to treat the water completely before it is released into the water bodies. So the secondary treatment involves microbial degradation of the organic matter. The primary effluent is made to pass through large aeration tanks. So there are tanks in this concept also. Remember, before we had the tank called as primary settling tank. Now we have the large aeration tank. Now in these tanks, what exactly happen is the content is manually or mechanically always shaken, so that there can be homogenization of the air, because we are providing aerobic condition in this mechanism. So in aeration tank, continuous agitation of the medium is done mechanically, so an air is pumped into it, and then some activated sludge is inoculated to allow quick growth of aerobic microbe. Now initially itself I told you the sewage will definitely carry some microorganism of our interest. Those microorganisms feed on our waste material, and those microorganisms are called as heterotrophic aerobic microbes. So there are some fungi and there are some bacteria which are interested in the organic waste material present in our sewage. So what exactly happens is, air containing the heterotrophic microorganism is constantly pumped into the effluent. This allows a vigorous growth of the aerobic microbes into floc. Now what is floc? NCERT says floc is a mesh of filamentous fungi with bacteria and bacteria. NCERT simply says with filamentous fungi and bacteria. Now these filamentous fungi and bacteria, for them the food is our waste material. That's why they are called as heterotrophic microorganisms, and because they need air for respiration, they are called as aerobic heterotrophic microorganism. Now these microorganisms, they start feeding on the waste, and that waste is continuously agitated, and this is occurring in the oxidation tank, or which you also called as the large aeration tank. Now as they feed on the waste material, their number starts increasing. If you remember from the first chapter itself, we have read that microorganisms, they always go for asexual reproduction when conditions are favorable. So they start reproducing asexually and their numbers start increasing. So you can say they start preparing more and more amount of floc. So floc is the mesh or a network of large number of fungi, and here and there will be large number of bacteria fixed in between, because they both are present together, eating or consuming the waste material. So these now these microorganisms, they start consuming a major part of this matter, waste matter or the organic matter in the effluent. Now what will happen there? Now this will reduce the BOD. Now what exactly is BOD? Biochemical oxygen demand. So what exactly happen is, while growing, this allows the vigorous growth of aerobic microorganism into floc, and the floc is the mesh of fungi along with bacteria, and while growing, these microorganisms consume a major part of organic matter, and this brings the BOD down. Now what is BOD? We all know there is waste material present in that organic, there is waste material present in that sewage, or you can say water. So for every 1 liter of water, different samples of water may have different amount of waste material. Some may have more, some may have less. So in 1 liter of waste water, how much oxygen is required for the microorganism to finish all the waste matter in that 1 liter of water? That much amount of oxygen is called as BOD. Please refer NCERT. This is a clear statement mentioned in the NCERT regarding definition of BOD. I'm repeating again. BOD is the amount of oxygen required by these heterotrophic microorganisms, that mean fungi and bacteria, to finish off or to consume all the organic waste matter present in 1 liter of the water. Because where are we releasing these waste material? We are releasing in water itself. It goes out as sewage. So 1 liter of sewage may carry less amount of organic matter or more amount of organic matter. Organic matter means the waste material. So if it has more waste material, then microorganism needs more oxygen. And if there is less waste material, microorganisms need less oxygen to finish this waste. So accordingly, it is called as BOD, biochemical oxygen demand. A long time back, it was BOD was referred to as biological oxygen demand, and COD was referred to as chemical oxygen demand. But after few years back, it has been changed now as BOD, standing for biochemical oxygen demand.